If you ask successful people what they do to get things done quickly, they'll tell you they work smarter, not harder. And when we've released videos in the past in the kitchen about doing your dishes, oftentimes you guys will say, thanks for the tips, but how do I actually do less dishes because I hate doing them? Well, this week I'm going to show you some really smart strategies for doing less dishes. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel, and if you don't like doing dishes, give this video a thumbs up. Not only are dishes annoying, but pots and pans and post-cooking cleanup is a lot of work. So an easy way to reduce the amount of cleanup you have to do is to focus on making one-pot meals. Now, you can either do that in something like a skillet, or you can do it with a pressure cooker or a slow cooker. Either way, you take all of your ingredients, you toss them into one cooking vessel, and you can even serve out of that cooking vessel at the end. This means not only that you're saving time with your cooking, but you're also saving time with your cleaning. And honestly, the food tastes amazing. If you ask any organized chef, they'll tell you the best way to keep your kitchen moving and clean is to clean as you go. That way, by the time your meal's done, you'll also have a pretty clean kitchen. Now, we have a whole video on this topic. It's something that's very near and dear to me because I practice it with fervor. But if you want some quick tips before you check that video out, there are a couple things that you can do to reduce the amount of dishes that you're actually using, dishes or cutlery that you're using while cooking. First of all, if you're cooking a bunch of items on a stovetop or in the oven, you probably don't need different utensils for each item that you're cooking. Of course, you're working with raw meat, you do want to have something separate, but if you're just doing vegetables, pasta, sauce, whatever, you can either give your spoon or a tool a quick rinse or a quick wipe and then reuse it. That way you don't have like 9 things going at once. And secondly, remember to use that downtime while your food's cooking. You've got a lull between cook time and eating time, so you can use that to do any cleanup that's needed. And if you're using less utensils, obviously, there's less stuff to clean. Unless you're photographing your dinner time for Instagram, you probably don't need to have a beautiful table set with beautiful serving dishes and heirloom serving spoons and cloth napkins. You don't need the whole fancy thing. Really, like, you gotta eat dinner and move on with your life. So to reduce the amount of dishes that you have to do, obviously, you want to think smart. So what you can do is take your one pot, whether it's a skillet or a crock pot, put a trivet down, and you can serve directly out of that when your family's sitting down to eat. Obviously, just mind the heat. If you are having guests over and you do want to put your food in something a little fancy, or you want to do something a little romantic, cool, totally fine. But after you finish serving your food in the nice serving pieces, rather than getting out containers, so then you have to wash the serving piece and then the containers, all you have to do is put some plastic wrap or whatever you're using over that serving piece, put that in the fridge, and that will be your storage for leftovers. And finally, if you're just having a regular weeknight meal and you don't want to bring the whole dish out to the table, what you can do is put your food directly into the storage containers and then serve out of those. Or you can have your family come up to the kitchen area where the food's being cooked, serve everybody kind of buffet style, and then you can wrap things up right from there in storage containers. Any way that you can reduce the amount of dishes that you're going to use, that will save you time in the long run. Now, we've mentioned this one a lot before, but you know, it's one of my favorites and it really does go the distance, so it's worth mentioning again. Before you sit down to your meal, this will only take a couple of minutes, I promise you. Put anything that's going to be stubborn or difficult or that can't be put in the dishwasher, soak that before you sit down to eat. All this means is filling your vessel with water, a bit of dish soap. If it's something really stubborn, you can toss in a little bit of baking soda or salt. Then sit down, enjoy your meal, and by the time you're done, your item will have pre-soaked so much that all you'll need to do is put a little bit of elbow grease instead of the max amount of elbow grease, and really, who has time for that when it's late in the evening? In my 10 years of doing this cleaning thing, I still have yet to meet one person who's like, Melissa, I love doing dishes. Stop doing videos on dishes already. We get it, I love them. No, guys, I know you all can't stand doing dishes. I'm the same way, but if we can at least find ways to be a little bit smarter or think through our dish strategy, we can definitely reduce the amount of time and the amount of dishes that we have to wash. This week's comment question is your knives. Do you put them in the dishwasher or do you hand wash them? I got this knife a couple years ago for my birthday, and ever since I got this one, this baby only gets washed by hand, and very carefully at that, because it could probably cut my hand off. So I'd love to know in the comments down below, do you guys put yours in the dishwasher, or are you like me and you hand wash them? If you want to see what I'm up to during the rest of the week, aside from trying not to hurt myself with my samurai sword of a knife, you can find me on Instagram and Snapchat. I'm at Melissa Maker. The guy who is certainly careful when he cleans this knife, if he's lucky enough to ever touch it, he is at the Chad Reynolds, and we are at Clean My Space. There's a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video, and click this button right here to subscribe and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.